Well, there's no doubt about it, an active weather pattern across the United States over the next couple of weeks, and there may not be snow exactly in your backyard, but this is undeniably busy across the lower 48. Hey guys, my name is Travis Roberts. Thank you so much for watching. If it's not the date you're seeing above, you're watching an old video, so make sure you subscribe for the latest. I'm a former TV chief meteorologist. I love diving into weather analysis, specifically winter forecasting, so let's just jump straight into it. Here's our storm as we head into the weekend. I want to show you something. We've got one storm moving through this weekend, another one which potentially could be a big one for the plains into parts of the upper Midwest. That could bring some heavy snow into the Great Lakes. Then we're watching another system that will move through the northern plains again, and then yet another one into the Rockies that will eject toward the Great Lakes and Northeast again. And then behind that, another one. You see the idea here. It's a train of storms basically setting up over the next couple of weeks with the weather pattern that we're in. It is super active out there. Let's slow it down and take it day by day. This is Thursday. A few light snow showers into the Northeast around the Great Lakes and down into the Appalachians with some light snow showers, and some of the heavier snow showers certainly falling across the Intermountain West into the higher elevations, where we're seeing several inches of snow into parts of New Mexico, northern Arizona, even parts of Colorado as this system moves out into the plains. This is our weekend system for the Northeast. More rain and snow showers for the Pacific Northwest, and we're quiet in the east for now as we get ready for our storm. This is Friday. High pressure still keeping us dry here. We're starting to see rain break out though across the Gulf Coast from Louisiana back into Texas, and here's some light snow. It could be moderate at times in parts of Kansas with some accumulations possible, but it lightens up as it moves through the Midwest, so it doesn't look like a lot of snow right now for Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. A few light snow showers also possible, and some light snow way to the north of that into parts of Minnesota and South Dakota. But here comes our system as it moves out of the Gulf Coast headed toward the mid-Atlantic. This is interesting here because, we're watching low pressure here. It transitions to the coast. As it does so, it brings some warm air up, and there could be some ice here into the mountains. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But here's the snow breaking out from the Ohio River into parts of Pennsylvania as we move into Saturday night into early Sunday. We start to see that snow move into the northeast as low pressure rapidly deepens here off the coast. Where's the rain snow line going to be set up? Well, it's going to be very close to New York City, Philadelphia. It looks like it's going to be just to your north, south, down to the Delmarva. I think we're all rain here. Some heavy snow certainly possible. Boston, this looks like your snow, no doubt about it. Connecticut, Hartford, Springfield, Mass, all the way back Poughkeepsie, New York, down into Allentown, Pennsylvania. That looks like the sweet spot for the heaviest snow heading into the weekend, and that system moves out. A few snow showers lingering behind it into the Appalachians heading into late Sunday night and early Monday, and then down East Maine, we see that heavy snow as the storm moves off the coast early Monday morning, and then wow, look at this. We're already looking at our next system moving into Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas as we head into Monday. But before we get there, let's talk about the snow in the west. This is our system that's moving east. A little bit of accumulation here into the mountains, a couple of inches though possible, especially for the higher elevations. And then as we move into next week, more snow possible Monday and Tuesday, so it stays very active here. So zooming in a little bit closer, here's our system as it moves out of the Gulf Coast. I'm going to slow this down here. Moving into early Saturday morning, we've got some ice potentially falling into parts of the mountains of North Carolina, into the Piedmont, Winston-Salem, Greensboro. It looks like all this eventually turns over to rain, but up into the Roanoke Valley, Southwest Virginia, Southern West Virginia, we're seeing some ice, freezing rain here, maybe some sleet mixing in with the snow. And then as that moves to the north and east, warm air starts to intrude, and we start to see that ice turn over to more of a rain mix. So up into the Shenandoah Valley, it looks like we see snow over to sleet, then freezing rain, and eventually all rain, but certainly some travel problems up along I-81 heading into Saturday, and then further north on I-81, even parts of I-80 getting impacted later in the day as we move into Saturday night and Sunday as this low pressure really starts to develop here off the northeast coast, and then bringing heavy snow into New England, Connecticut, Massachusetts, north of that into parts of southern Vermont and New Hampshire, and then eventually into Maine. Now, I want to show you this because some lighter snow amounts down here, and I think the problem here into parts of Virginia, North Carolina, even parts of West Virginia is going to be this. freezing rain. So this is a huge issue to watch out for, especially if you're traveling on Saturday, maybe a tenth up to 2/10 of an inch of ice before everything turns back over to rain here. That's going to cause some travel issues. And then the heaviest snow will likely be here, I think, into the Northeast. I mentioned Allentown, Pennsylvania, into parts of Connecticut, Springfield, Massachusetts, Boston. This looks like your snow here where we could see 8 to 12 inches, I think. But I think generally here in this area, and I'm talking about just to the northwest of New York City, property, we're talking about a good 4 to 8 inches of snow. This is the European 10-to-1 ratio. The snow will probably be compacted a little more, so these numbers may be a little escalated. But either way, I think that's the sweet spot. But look what the GFS does. It pushes it just a little further south. So now we've moved the heavy snow into New York. So I think we still see snow in New York. A couple of inches. The further north and west of town you go, the higher the snow totals go. Either way, Boston, I think we're getting snow into parts of Connecticut and even back into Allentown, Pennsylvania, back all the way south into Maryland, northern West Virginia, even parts of northern Virginia. We're talking about the far north and western counties, places like Winchester along that I-81 corridor when you come into Virginia. And then, of course, the ice issues a little bit further south as we get that warm air intrusion here. Now, once this system's gone, here comes the next system, and this one looks pretty strong too as it moves out of the Rockies into the plains. Look at the snow breaking out here across the northwest side of that. On the eastern side, we're going to have some cold air in place. So as this warm air moves up from the Gulf Coast, it's going to overrun some of that cold air at the surface. So I think we start as a brief period of snow, sleet, freezing rain over to eventually all rain all the way north to the Canadian border on this side of it, with the heavy snow falling back here to the northwest side of this low as it moves very close to Chicago. It looks like this could be your snow for Wisconsin, Iowa, down through Missouri. North Atlantic Oscillation going negative, sharply negative. This is a cold weather pattern, folks, setting up across the country, and very, very active too. All right, make sure you subscribe. I'll keep you updated when I get time, and I appreciate you again so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and be safe out there. Again, remember, head to weather.gov for all your emergency alerts and warnings and watches and all of those, again, emergency information, things that you need to know. Have a great day.